Breaking news, we're getting a new credit card that I'm sure will grab a lot of attention. And that's with the new Robinhood Gold card. Goodbye Double Cash, Active Cash, and even the Apple Card. A new best catch-all card just hit the market. So in this video, we'll break down all the details you need to know about this shocking card, why it actually does have an annual fee, paying for Robinhood Gold that can actually make you a lot of money, what is Robinhood's grand plan, and who this card is really for. Spoiler, a lot of people. So right off the bat, this card is giving you an unlimited 3% back on all of your spend with no limits or restrictions. Meaning if you spend $1,000, you get 30 back. Spend $10,000 and you're getting 300 back. Yes, there are cards like the PayPal MasterCard giving you 3% back, but that's only when you check out with PayPal that restricts your options. Or the Apple Card giving you 3% back, but only for purchases at Apple. The Robinhood Gold card does the 3% everywhere, which I think is a first in the industry. It'll also give you 5% back when booking travel through their new Robinhood travel portal, but until we get to experience that, it's hard to say how good it is. If it's more like Chase's travel portal, then it's probably not that great, but if it's more like Capital One's, then that could be pretty good. It also gives them more options to stand out if they ever run promotions on their travel portal, or if they come up with their own lineup of special hotels like Amex's FHR. Given Robinhood is known for taking the perks that the wealthy get and bringing them to the masses. And the Robinhood Gold card does that all with having no foreign transaction fees, meaning you can use this Visa card anywhere in the world without paying that pesky 3% fee. That said, the card does lie a little bit. Similar to the Double Cash or the Freedom Unlimited, the Robinhood Gold card is advertised as a cashback card, but actually pays you out in points instead. If you're familiar with the game, then you'll know that this is a positive, because more options is always good. I'd imagine they might expand the use case of these points down the line, but as of right now, there's option 1, which is the most straightforward, and that's cash back straight into your brokerage account, which you can then use for investments like stocks, index funds, and even crypto, or withdraw. So for example, if you spend $8,000, you'll earn 3,000 points. From there, redeem those points at 1 cent per point, giving you $30. Option 2, shopping with points through their upcoming travel portal. Again, we won't know how good this will be, but since it's redeeming at 1 cent per point, I don't see how this can be a great option unless there's some promotions running. Or if there's bonuses like Chase's Sapphire cards giving you more value when using points. Because if you went through cashback, not only is it the same value for your points, you'll miss out on the 5 times points you'd earn from booking through their portal. Because if you're redeeming using points, you won't be earning the points for that purchase. Option 3, their shopping portal. Again, because it's at 1 cent per point, I don't see this being a good option unless there are promotions, which I would imagine there would be. And then option 4, again at 1 cent per point, just use the cashback option unless there are promotions. Why they would set all of these different programs up just for cashback to be the best option? Probably to lay the foundation for more perks and benefits down the line. But speaking of foundation, because this is a Visa signature card, it comes with a list of travel and purchase protections that could come in pretty handy, such as travel and emergency assistance, although you're responsible for the cost, purchase security, which is pretty much purchase protection, giving up to 90 days after purchases in the US that get damaged or stolen, and up to $1,000 per claim or $10,000 per cardholder. Extended warranty, giving you double the warranty up to 1 additional year for warranties 3 years or less. So if something has 3 months of warranty, you'll get an additional 3 months. If something has 3 years, you'll get an additional 1 year. This is up to $10,000 per claim or $50,000 per cardholder, and works for purchases even outside of the US. Return protection, my favorite of the bunch, giving you an option to claim for credit if the retailer won't take the item back, up to $250 per item or $1,000 per year. Trip cancellation and interruption insurance, up to $2,000 per insured person, and auto rental CDW up to 15 consecutive days in your residing country, or 31 days outside of that. Nothing overly special here, but does give you that peace of mind, especially if this is your only card. Another nice feature here is setting up virtual cards, where you can set up disposable card numbers or add other family members to the card in order to help them build credit. You can is set limits on all of these, so if a company won't cancel your subscription, you can just disable that card. Now, although the card is advertised as having no annual fee, it kind of does, because this card is only available if you're a Robinhood Gold member, which costs $5 a month or $50 per year, but does come with a long list of other benefits you probably will find useful. It's actually a program I've been enrolled in for the last 4 years, mainly because of the instant deposit feature for being so easy to use. But before we get into that, if you don't care about any of those perks and just want this card, is it worth it? Let's compare it to some of the best catch-all cards today, like the Double Cash or the Active Cash, where there you'll get 2% back on everything. The Robinhood Gold card will give you 3%, so that's an additional 1% for a cost of $50 per year, which means you'll need to spend at least $5,000 on the card in order to at least break even. That's only about $417 a month on average, so I'd say it's quite worth it, especially if you like that simplicity. Yes, there's no official welcome bonus, but because you're enrolling in Robinhood Gold, you'll actually get a ton of other features, some of which will net you thousands of dollars, and some others could give you a couple $100 every single year. First, you'll get 5% interest on your uninvested cash, essentially like a high yield savings account. These won't last forever, and there is a lot of competition that gives between 4 to 5%, so it's nice but not amazing. Second, you'll get bigger instant deposits. Usually when you deposit money into a brokerage, it can take up to 5 days for it to process and for you to use. On Robinhood, normally they'll give you up to $1,000 instantly to use. So if, say, Tesla tanks 5% in a day and you really want to invest, then you could deposit and spend $1,000 to buy it at that price. Now, if you have Robinhood Gold, that limit goes up to $50,000, giving you that much higher flexibility if you suddenly need to invest right away. Maybe you just have that high of a conviction. Third and fourth, with their mission that involves bringing these financial tools to the masses, you'll also get professional research from Morningstar, as well as level 2 data from NASDAQ. That said, I'm not sure how useful this would be, because if you're a beginner investor, that probably means nothing to you, and if you're a seasoned investor, you probably have other tools on other platforms, which is the same as perk number 5, and that's access to margin at 8%, because 99.999% of people shouldn't get anywhere near to margin. I know I personally don't, because if you don't know what you're doing, you could lose a lot of money real quick. Now, for $50 a year, that's not too shabby. But here are the couple other perks that will literally net you free money. And that's with perk number 6, you may be familiar with an IRA or an individual retirement account, where you can contribute money to every year with limits depending on your age. The benefit being the money here only gets taxed once, either with the money you put in or when you take the money out, depending on the IRA type. Here with Robinhood Gold, they'll give you a 3% match every year, meaning the $7,000 contributed will net you an extra $210 every single year, more than enough to cover the $50 fee for Robinhood Gold. On top of that, for a limited time between January 17th and April 30th, 2024, you'll earn the same 3% match on IRA transfers or 401k rollovers with no limits. And that's big, because if you say have $100,000 that you're rolling over or transferring over to Robinhood, that can net you $3,000. The main thing to note here is you must hold these funds in these accounts for 5 years, but only need to maintain having Robinhood Gold for 1 year after the first deposit. But what's also big is the new perk 7 starting in May, which is a 1% match on all of your deposits. That means putting in $1,000 will give you 10, or putting in $1 million will give you $10,000. Now, I know some people will consider Robinhood not the best, but it's pretty hard to compete with these type of offers, especially when Robinhood is FDIC insured up to $2.25 million. The only thing to note is you must keep that money in the account for at least 2 years. So why is Robinhood doing this? What is their grand plan? Well, this has been a while in the making, because about 9 months ago, they acquired the X1 credit card company for $95 million. likely to help them spin up this new card. At a high level, it's simple, and it's in their mission to democratize finance for all, and that's for all aspects of finance, so it's just them bulldozing their way into a brand new area. Robinhood is also known for innovations like paving the way for commission-free stock trading, so it's no surprise they're innovating in a new financial space like credit cards. And giving 3% back on a credit card is definitely a way to make a scene. Even if they do lose money on this card, they'll make it back on the back end, because in 2023, the average revenue per user was up to $81, as well as trying to increase Robinhood Gold signups, which was already up 25% year over year to 1.42 million subscribers. And with more users comes more assets too. For example, they've done a trial run with a 1% deposit match before, where over a span of 3 months, they were able to have $3 billion of assets transferred in, with the average being over $100,000. That run must have been successful enough for them to add this perk starting in May. Another thing to note is with similar branded cards like the Apple Card, they actually partner with other banks like Goldman Sachs, who then assess the applicants and underwrite them, which means they would have to share in the profits with these banks. In this case, Robinhood is partnering with Coastal Community, but they themselves will assess the applicants. Probably because for a lot of these users, they already know quite a lot about your financial situations and how risky you are, but also so they don't need to share in the profits. Now, with all of that said, who should get this card? Well, if you're on Team Cashback and you spend at least $5,000 per year, then this is your new best credit card, even if you don't use a single one of those Robinhood Gold benefits. If you already use Robinhood Gold, then getting 3% back on a credit card for all purchases is unheard of. And so for me personally, I'm on the waitlist, so we'll see what happens. If you're interested as well, there'll be a link down below for more details. The only people who may want to think about this further are ones who really want to maximize the value they get for all of their spend, either by optimizing which cards to use when, or finding ways to maximize the value of those points through other means. That's not to say these Robinhood points can't be used in that way in the future though. But if you spend a lot in certain categories, then cards like the Saver 1 or the Autograph card will give you that 3 times just in specific categories. So to find out if those cards or any other no annual fee card could be better suited for you, check out the best options in this video here. See you over there.